What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Monster Nice, man. Back with another video. Please hit the subscribe button, man. Please hit that button. I need y'all support. I want to start going live. Please hit that button. So I said I was going to do a show, a video every day. And I did one yesterday. I didn't miss a day. But when I did it, YouTube removed it. You know what I mean? And I did it late. Excuse me, I did it late. And it was me reacting to the Dave Chappelle closer, the closer special. And Netflix took it down. I don't know why they took mine down. Other people got videos reacting to it, but they took mine down. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to jump back into this Stephen A. Smith. Kyrie Irving thing, right? Now, to me, this whole thing, it kind of gives me a shut up and dribble vibe. It was like when I forgot the woman on, what was it, Fox or CNN or one of them networks, who told LeBron to just shut up and dribble. And it was like a big controversy over that. I feel like Stephen A. is doing the same thing with Kyrie Irving. So I have a clip here. Haven't reacted to this clip yet, by the way, and I'm gonna play it. And we're gonna listen to this.
Dive into this. According to The Athletic, Kyrie is not anti-vaccine, and that his stance is that he's upset that people are losing their jobs due to vaccine mandates. It's a stance that Irving has explained to close teammates. To him, this is about a grander fight than the one on the court, and Irving is challenging a perceived control of society and people's livelihood. According to sources with knowledge of Irving's mindset, it's a decision that he believes he is capable to make given his current life dynamics. Kyrie wants to be a voice for the voiceless. Kyrie himself has chosen so far to not speak publicly, though, about his views. If this story is true, Stephen A., I'll start with you here. A lot to unpack. Marcus Spears also here with us, and Jay Williams. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. We got a lot to get into, so we'll dive right into it here. Stephen A., should our position on Kyrie change?
Yes, it should change in regards to Kyrie. It should be even worse than we originally imagined. I have to be, and I try to be, incredibly careful, fellas, in terms of, I try to focus on what you do, not who you are. People make mistakes. None of us are flawless. All of us have made mistakes. We'll continue to make mistakes. None of us are perfect. We get all of that. But I've been covering the NBA now for almost 25 years. I mean, this is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen. Just flat out stupid.
This guy.
So let me get this straight. So if the reports are true, because we don't know whether they are or not, okay, but let's give credit to Sharon and others who have reported this. It is what it is. Let's go with that, okay? If it is true, Jay, if it is true, Marcus, so you don't have a problem with taking the vaccine, your position is that you're going to sit up there and compromise the championship aspirations of an organization you signed on to represent. You coached Kevin Durant in the signing on to represent. You played the role of coaching James Harden into signing on to represent. You're going to compromise all of that because you want to give a voice to the voiceless. Really? And how is that going to work out for you, Kyrie Irving? You're going to disappear from the game of basketball? Who the hell is going to be interested in what you have to say when you have proven that you can't even be trusted enough to do your damn job? A job you volunteered for. This ain't the military where you were drafted. You chose to play basketball. You chose to enter the NBA. You chose to sign that contract as a free agent to go to the Brooklyn Nets. You chose Brooklyn as your destination. You chose the next franchise to represent. You asked KD and James Harden to come on board with you in Brooklyn to establish your own legacy, and then you leave them hanging. Because of what exactly? Your own individual principle? I am not calling Kyrie Irving stupid. Kyrie Irving, I happen to believe, is an intelligent brother whose heart is in the right place. But now you've regressed to an alarming level of self-righteousness. It not only makes you look hypocritical and untrustworthy, it makes you look what I know you are not, which is flat out stupid. It's the stupidest thing that I...
Okay, let's stop it right there. So, he goes into this whole, this whole hissy fit about how Kyrie Irving, led Kevin Durant to Brooklyn. Then he coached James Harden to come in and join Brooklyn as well. That's factual. But circumstances have changed. You understand? See, me personally, I think I might have said this before, but I don't believe Kyrie Irving really believes in that stuff. The corona, I don't think he really believes in it. I mean, I think he may be a little weary of it, but I don't think he really takes it that serious. Just like the rest of, just like a whole lot of African American people in this country. Is it real? It don't seem real. It seemed like another plot to control people, the same way that this government and these people have always been trying to do. It's nothing new to black people. See what Stephen A. Smith and all these other people around this country are doing is they're making it seem like black people are like there's something wrong with the black people who don't trust this government and who don't trust these people who control this country and run this country. And to me, I think you got to be insane to feel like black people are wrong to not trust them. Like, are you guys familiar with any of the past and what African Americans have been through in this country? With these same people who swear who want us to now trust them enough to let them stick a needle in our eye? Like, do you know our history with these people? And you want to act like something's wrong with us for not trusting these people? That's the number one thing for me. Then we get back to James Harden and Kyrie. Kevin Durant. First of all, Kevin Durant does not need Kyrie Irving. James Harden does not need Kyrie Irving. Now, I'm sure if it was a situation where Kevin Durant felt like Kyrie Irving was really doing something that kind of led him to believe that Kyrie Irving was a snake or a quitter or anything of that nature, then I think Kevin Durant would express that. I don't think he's had a problem in the past expressing the way he feels about people. I think we all know that about Kevin Durant, especially with the way he's talking about, he's talking about Russell Westbrook. He even said something in the past that was kind of critical of James Harden. If you believe, I remember that, when he was in Golden State. He said something about James Harden. He said things about, everybody. He said things about Steph Curry. I don't think Kevin Durant is someone to bite his tongue. But the thing about it is, what I believe is, well, I'm going to say this. I seen Kevin Durant do a press conference. Everybody probably saw that. And Kevin Durant was not upset at all. He was like, he's not going to change his mind, I'm going to let him and the team handle that. And if he decides to get back, then that's what it is. But until then, me, James, and the rest of the guys in the locker room, we got to play. That's what we going to do. He wasn't mad. Now, the reason why I think Kevin Durant said that and took that position is because I believe him and Kyrie has probably had a conversation with each other on the phone. Now, of course, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are not going to tell us, the world, everything that they talk about. Now, on that phone call, I believe Kyrie Irving might have really told Kevin Durant the real reason why he don't want to get the vaccination and the needle stuck in his arm. And it's probably the same reason why a lot of other African Americans in this country don't want to get that needle stuck in their arm, is because they do not trust the people who control this country. He don't trust it. That's what I think, and that's why I feel like when I saw Kevin Durant, he wasn't mad, because I think Kevin Durant understands where he's coming from. So if Kevin Durant can understand where he's coming from, why is Stephen A. Smith losing his mind? It's about see, ESPN, right? I believe they're controlled by the government. I believe they use ESPN to influence people. The same way they do everybody else. The rappers, all the other news outlets, all these people are plugged in with somebody. With these secret societies and these people who really control the country, control media, who control the way that people in America think. They're influencing people in this country with these TV shows, these news stations, these news channels, these shows, these networks. They're influencing the way people think through TV. So, and that's what they're doing. I believe when I hear Stephen A. Smith talk, it's almost from an angle like he's talking as if he's a mad NBA team owner. You know, he's talking about how Kyrie Irving is a self-righteous, stupid thing. But how is it self-righteous? Well, he says he wants to be a voice for the voiceless, because he knows there's a lot of people who don't believe that, who don't trust this government as well, and they should not be losing their jobs because they don't want to get that needle stuck in their arm. And he wants to be a voice for these people, and he views that as something being bigger than basketball. You know, he feels like Kevin Durant and James Harden to be just fine without him. They're rich, they're famous, they have everything they want. Kyrie Irving does not have to hold their hand. They're okay. I think Kyrie Irving knows that, realizes that they'll be okay, which is why he's doing what he feels like he has to do. He's talked to them about it, and I think they're okay with him. I don't think they hate him. Now, Stephen A. Smith sounds like someone who Kyrie Irving used to work for, and he's walking out and he's mad about it. So what he's doing is he's using James Harden and Kevin Durant, but James Harden and Kevin Durant is not upset. You're leaving them hanging in Brooklyn. The world is not revolving around NBA basketball. The world is bigger than that. You know, like Kyrie Irving said in his NBA Live, I said NBA Live, his IG Live video, you know, it's not just about balling. You know, there are bigger things going on in this world that he can help people with. That's what he decided he wants to do. Stephen A. Smith acts like Stephen A. Smith is calling him stupid because of that. So either Stephen A. Smith is speaking like he used to own Kyrie Irving and now he's upset because that's how they're telling him to talk, or maybe Stephen A. Smith is just not stupid enough to think outside of the NBA world. He's just narrow-minded. And either way it go, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. But let's continue to play this.
I've been counting with NBA. You gonna sit up there and not play, and not take a vaccine that evidently it's not you. You don't have a problem with it according to the reports.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say something else about this vaccine. So there's a guy who used to, I think he's a free agent now. but he was a point guard for the Atlanta Hawks. His last name was Goodwin. I forgot his first name. Goodwin was his last name. Y'all can Google him. He actually took the vaccine, and after he took the vaccine, he got blood clots because of the vaccine. And now he's out for the season, which is why he's a free agent now. Google that. Last name is Goodwin, point guard for the Atlanta Hawks. Got blood clots because of the corona injection, the vaccine injection. I don't know if y'all saw that, but look that up.
You just want to give a voice to the voiceless? Really? You know what? I'm going to stop myself, Molly, Marcus,
let me say something about
Jay.
hypocrisy.
I'm not going to say anything else right now. Come on, I'm scared. Oh, what? Take a vaccine. That evidently it's not you. You don't have a problem with it according to the reports. You just want to give a voice to the voiceless?
That's not what he was saying. He don't have a problem with the people who have it and the people who don't have it. That's what he meant. Okay? He don't have a problem with you if you did get the shot or if you didn't get the shot. He love everybody. As everybody else should love everybody. Stop creating the divide between America, the American people, calling people anti-vaxxers. This is so ignorant and childish. It's the stupid. You calling him stupid, you're stupid. You're a black man on TV talking down on this black man, this young black man. You an old black man talking down on this young black man because he want to help people and be a voice for the voiceless. And you're calling him stupid.
Really? You know what? I'm going to stop myself, Molly, Marcus,
let me say something about
Jay.
hypocrisy.
I'm not going to say anything else right now. Come on, I'm scared. Oh, what? I'm actually scared for the rest of the show. Okay. And it was what I might say.
All right.
Go ahead.
Jay, before I come to you, because I know you have information on this subject, I just want to say, Stephen A., when you bring up the issue hypocrisy, I think there's two issues that stand out to me. One, he wants to be a voice for the voiceless, but we haven't heard from him. So if you want to stand up, you have to speak out on these issues so we understand. We can't.
But him taking a stand and not taking a vaccine is him using it, is him being the voice. Everybody in the world know why Kyrie Irving don't want to take that vaccine. Same reason why a lot of us don't want to take the vaccine. A lot of y'all, everybody in the world don't want to take it. Same reason. In the video, his IG video, he said he wants to be a beacon of light. That's what he said. He feels like that's more important than basketball. I applaud him, man.
Just, hear a story and we're not even sure whether it's true or not. And the other piece is that he's upset about people losing their jobs. But what about all the people that lost their lives during this pandemic?
Okay, so people who lost their lives due to this is a sad thing. But ain't nothing he could do about that. What you want him to do about that? Molly, since you want to open your mouth, what is Kyrie Irving supposed to do about people who died? What can he do? She thinks she got a point. Shit. Molly needs to be fired. And I'm not the only one that feel like that, bro. She gotta go. Like, really? What about the people who's lost their lives? He can't do nothing about that. He can't speak up for those people. The news do it enough. Y'all do it enough. He can't speak up for them. They're gone already. They're dead and gone. There's nothing he can do about that. But what he can do is he can speak for the people who's still here. And that's something he's trying to do.
That's another piece of hypocrisy. So those are the two issues I struggle with. I love a philanthropic heart, but it just doesn't seem to be consistent here, Jay.
Yeah, SA, I want to go back and dig into something that you said
and Molly ain't even that cute.
You mentioned earlier. That
she
was
getting creases everywhere.
And a lot of times as a player, you sit around and Slago, you know this, you think about throughout some juncture in your career, what is the legacy for me going to be? How am I going to be remembered? Because for me, I remember Kyrie Irving having a legacy shot when he made a clutch 3-point shot to beat the Golden State Warriors in the 2016 NBA Finals to deliver Cleveland their first world championship. And as I sit here today, October 13th, 2021, I'm seeing that legacy turn into didn't take. And I would really hope that Kyrie, as much as he wants to fight for people that are being mandated by companies to take the vaccine, how he decides to continue to elevate his voice, if that's what he believes in, if the report is true and that's what he believes in, he needs to continue to utilize the platform of the NBA to raise his voice, to continue to talk about that. Because he needs to spend more time thinking about what is the legacy of Kyrie Irving going to be? The shot that I made back in 2016 or the shot that I never took, that if I decide not to take, will end my career and end my platform and not allow me to have the opportunity to continue to be that voice for the voiceless.
Okay, see, this is another idiot. I'm sorry for calling you an idiot, but you're an idiot, Jay Will. You're stupid. So, I love how they try to write these little lines to sound cool. The shot that he was remembered for the shot that he did take, and now he's going to remember for the shot that he didn't take. Shut up. And then ain't nobody going, it's going to ruin his career and it's going to kill his platform. Kyrie Irving had over 100,000 people who tuned in on his IG Live the other day. I was one of the people. I was one of them. 100, over 100. It was like 120,000 in that thing watching Kyrie Irving. And that's just the people who are available to watch it at that moment. Just on the fly when he decided to do it. That's how many people he pulled in out of nowhere. It wasn't broadcast or promoted. He just got on there and over 120,000 people was watching Kyrie Irving. So I don't think his voice or his platform is going to be minimized if he don't play basketball. And also, Jay Wood, that's your opinion. That's one person. I don't believe Kyrie Irving plays this game to impress Jason Williams. He probably don't even like you. He plays this game to because it's his dream, and he also plays this game for his fans. He don't play the game for 40, 50-year-old men on ESPN who running their mouth all day. I don't think he plays the game to impress y'all. That's what I think y'all miss. That's what I think you're missing. He don't care about impressing y'all. So with what you're saying, it's not even registering with him. The shot that you did take or the shot that you didn't take. They're trying to paint a narrative and they're trying to influence everybody to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? That's how he want everybody to look at Kyrie Irving. No, you idiot. It's not working. You tried it.
So see, this is why sometimes you need more time to talk about these subjects because it's very nuanced. But what I will say is this, and listening to Stephen A. and you, Jay Will, the voice for the voiceless, right? We sitting here as three black men, and when I hear voice for the voiceless, I think about things that are being imposed on people that relates to underserving, relates to discrimination, relates to work environments that don't allow you to fully reach your potential. COVID ain't racist. COVID ain't nothing that somebody said, hey, you need to stop getting people sick and ill and causing them to die from circumstances of having to deal with COVID-19. So I don't necessarily understand who are you speaking for when you say that these vaccine mandates, you're raising a voice for the voiceless. I don't understand that.
Like when I think about a voice for the voiceless, I think about all of the issues that we've talked about, not only in the NBA. Stephen A. You've talked about
A voice for the voiceless mean he wants to be a voice for people who who aren't heard on his broader, on his scale, on his level. That's like I'm sitting on YouTube talking to you guys, and I agree with Kyrie Irving, and I'm with Kyrie Irving. He's speaking for people like me, speaking for people like a lot of other people around here who don't have his voice. I'm voiceless compared to Kyrie Irving, so he's doing it. You're voiceless compared to Kyrie Irving. He's doing it for the American people, the average. That's what I'm saying. These guys on TV, they don't live in the same America we live in. We live in America for real. What we got to deal with it is totally different. And that's what Kyrie is understanding. And that's why he's being a voice for us, the voiceless. That's what he means.
black coaches in the NBA. You've talked about black people in leadership. We got this ongoing discussion about how the diversity and inclusion needs to be a real thing instead of being on pamphlets and things just being said and structure in the NFL. I just don't understand this one. This one bothers me, and I'm with you, Molly, on something you said. Like COVID not worried about Kyrie if he voiceless or has a voice. Like I tell y'all again, I had an aunt that spent 3 months in the hospital. Touch and go for 2 months. This is not anything I heard about or read about. This is something that I absolutely saw. Not only drain on her, drain on her children, drain on my mother, who is a sister in the family. And not one time did
I know what I bet. He said it's like who was he just talking about? Oh, let me rewind it.
think that if somebody only drain on her, touch and go for 2 months. This is not voiceless or has a voice. Like I tell y'all again, I had an aunt that spent 3 months in the hospital.
Auntie.
Touch and go for 2 months.
Now, his auntie had COVID, right? She went through what she went through. And she might have passed, I don't know. Let me play it, see if she passed.
This is not anything I heard about or read about. This is something that I absolutely saw. Not only drain on her, drain on her children, drain on my mother, who is a sister in the family. And not one time did I think that if somebody was to mandate this vaccine, that it would have to be a situation where you had to have an athlete stand up and say, I want to represent the people that don't want to take a vaccine that are losing their positions.
Okay, so she didn't say if she passed. Now, with his auntie, man, in the hospital and going through that, I bet there are people in his family who aren't vaccinated. I bet people in his family aren't even vaccinated. I bet there are. But you want to tell us that story. See, the thing about the African American man is a lot of people don't understand is these fools, these guys on TV, they've been bought. But when you're a real African American man, your threshold is incredible. And when I say threshold, I mean your threshold for alert, for panic, for fear, because we go through so much in this country that when people talk about somebody dying, is not nothing, is not really a big thing to us, which is sad because everybody has had somebody die from something. I've had people die from any and everything in this world. Cancer, just old age, cancer, gunshots. I mean, everything you could think of, and none of it made me want to, alter the way I live. I've had a few people that died from, gunshots. But it didn't stop me from, going outside, even though we was in the hood. Still went outside. There's some people who do things that they know they shouldn't do that can get them that can cost them their life, but they still doing. That's just what people do every day. People smoke weed and drink liquor. You drinking and drive, you get into a car accident and die. But people still get drunk and drive. It's just what people do. It's their life. And that's their choice. And if that's what they do with their life, then that's just what they do with their life. It's a sad thing when people die that way, but that's a choice that person made. It's the same thing I was saying with cancer. My grandmother died from cancer. She smoked cigarettes every day and then she had cancer. And that was her choice. She knew she could get cancer and pass, and she got cancer. Smoking, I didn't call my grandmother a bad person or, try to make her stop smoking cigarettes. I can't do that. That's her choice. Okay, so y'all know somebody who smoked. You can't put a gun to somebody's head, and you can't do that. People gonna do what they want to do with their life. And that's just what happens. And y'all can't act like y'all care so much about COVID, people dying from COVID, when y'all don't care so much about people dying from everything else. This is the same country we live in that'll see a white man kill a black guy on camera, and he'll be a white cop kill a black man on camera. Shot him. I know y'all seen the video of the cop who shot the black guy, and he was in the car with his woman and his baby was in the back seat, shot the guy and killed him. Cop went home. He got off. Went home and ate dinner with his family, and you look at the pain you caused to these people's family. Y'all let that man walk. And now y'all want us to trust y'all when y'all act like y'all care so much about us. Like now y'all care. What was that care and all this care when this man got shot? What was all that care when Trayvon Martin got shot by somebody who wasn't even a cop? But now y'all care so much about this. This is why we don't trust y'all.
Man, these companies don't care about that. Like, what? Who are you being a voice for? If you're being a voice for people that are not choosing to take a vaccine, that work for companies that are saying we want a vaccine mandate, that's the bottom line. That is their right. We work for ESPN. We work for Disney. We have a vaccine mandate at this company. And it is simple as this. If you don't want to take it, you will no longer have a job. Those are the consequences.
Kyrie,
those are the things that you have to deal with, and you have to make a personal decision. Well, yes, it's consequences if you choose not to. That's the bottom line. So the voice for the voiceless, and oh, by the way, okay, you got a lot of people in this country that had to take the vaccine that didn't want to take two so they could continue on with their livelihood and taking care of their family. They put that at the forefront of not deciding to take a vaccine. Kyrie is worth over $200 million. Hey, people out there that's not taking these vaccines, you stand on what you stand on. But the bottom line is, you ain't in the same position Kyrie Irving is. No, here's the deal. There's a couple of things.
Okay. Another idiotic statement by another idiot on ESPN. So he threw Kyrie Irving's money out there, But that would only be valid if we were following Kyrie Irving. Like if Kyrie Irving was the reason why people are saying no to the vaccine, then that would be a valid thing to say. Like we're following a guy who's rich. He's already taken care of. So us following him is stupid because we're not rich. We're not. But this is not a following Kyrie Irving thing. This is everybody making their own decisions, and Kyrie Irving is saying, you know what? it's wrong that people had to lose their jobs, and I want to be a voice for them because it's not right. That's what this case is. It's not like people at home, not getting vaccinated because of Kyrie Irving. You idiot. You know what I'm saying? That's like if I'm rich and you following me and I'm saying, let's not do this. But you not rich. You feel me? But I'm rich. So I can afford to not do it because I'm rich, but you can't. Right? So if you do it because I'm telling you to do it, that means you're going to go right to the poorhouse because of me. That's not the case here. You know what I'm saying? This is the case of I'm rich and you not. You got a job. I'm rich. We both been mandated to take this vaccine, and you, even before you know I'm not going to do it, you said I'm not doing it. You said you're not doing it. You was like, I'm not doing that. And it just so happened that I feel the same way. And I'm rich and famous and you're not. And there's a lot of other people who feel the same way we do, but they're not rich and famous like me. So I'm going to speak up for people like you who are rich and famous and have a platform. You feel me? But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit here on a high horse and act like, this is not a bad thing for people losing their jobs over this, because I don't want to take it either. And I'm in the NBA making $35 million a year, and I'm willing to sacrifice that because I don't want to take it. So I'm going to be a voice for you guys, and we need to get this problem solved. That's what this is like. This is not like we're not following Kyrie Irving. So that statement you made don't even apply to this situation.
Well, things. Number one, to throw this out there, New York and California, mainly San Francisco and Los Angeles, is the two cities, and along with New York City, are the only ones with the mandate at this particular moment in time. I do not believe that will last. I ultimately think that is something that would spread, no pun intended, and as a result, you'll see restrictions and mandates being handed down across NBA cities throughout this country. That's what I believe, personally, even though some people would ask why those are only 3 cities with the mandate at this particular moment in time. That's something we could get into another day. You also have some people out there that are talking about
just can't wait for the mandate to be all over.
A huge lawsuit, and he'll win or whatever. Shut the hell up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that either. Other day, you also have some people out there that are talking about how Kyrie Irving will have a huge lawsuit, and he'll win or whatever. Shut the hell up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that either. Okay? Here's the
Why are you so mad?
What you went to last, Marcus, when you talked about Kyrie Irving has earned over $200 million in his career, probably more. Here's the reality. That's really why you're taking this position. You see, this is the kind of stuff that annoys me. And I remember I've said this on numerous occasions when people were talking about, you got players that come into the league and they talk about keeping it real, being authentic and all of this other stuff. And I remember when one player, I brought up how he rolled up in the draft. Then you rolled up in the draft and you had on suits and your hair was cut just nice and you were looking sharp as hell and the whole stuff. Why? Because you were trying to get your money. Then once you got your money.
That's a lie. The reason why players go looking good on draft night is because they want to look good on draft night. It's not because it's mandatory. If I'm the best basketball player in college, and I'm in the NBA draft, and I could potentially go number 1. I could go number 1 without even being at the draft. I had a camera on people sometime when they're at home around their family and they get the call in the news and everybody at home like, yeah. That happens all the time when people get drafted. I don't even have to be at the draft to get my money. Stephen A. Stupid. I could be at home in my Michael Jordan basketball shorts and my Jordans with my t-shirt on with my family around me. You don't show up to the draft in a suit to get money. You show up in the draft to get sued because it's a special day for you and you want to look nice when you take your pictures. But realistically, you don't even have to go to the draft to get your money. Another stupid thing. These people make me mad just saying stupid stuff.
Now you want to tell everybody about being real and potentially compromising their bottom line because you no longer have to be concerned about yours. See, that's where the selfishness comes in here. The selfishness also comes in here when you're talking about leaving your teammates hanging. And all I'm saying is at the end of the day, when you talk about a voice, listen, Kyrie spoke to the media, Jay. He said it's a privacy matter. That's what he said. He had an opportunity to explain himself. He continues to get opportunities
so how is
to
that
explain
being a
himself.
voice?
But he's saying, excuse me, it's a privacy matter. Respect my privacy. So what voice is he talking about?
But Steve, can I ask you a quick question on this one, man?
Sure.
Let me rewind it.
Kyrie spoke to the media, Jay,
Because I want to make
about
sure.
being real and potentially compromising their bottom line because you no longer have to be concerned about yours. See, that's where the selfishness comes in here. The selfishness also comes in here when you're talking about leaving your teammates hanging. And all I'm saying is at the end of the day, when you talk about a voice, listen, Kyrie spoke to the media, Jay. He said it's a privacy matter. That's what he said. He had an opportunity to explain himself. He continues to get opportunities
so how is
to
that
explain
being a
himself.
voice?
But he's saying, excuse me, it's a privacy matter. Respect my privacy. So what voice is he talking about?
But see,
Okay, see. Another stupid thing to say. ESPN, I don't know what y'all doing. Call me. I work for y'all. I do a great job. So Stephen A. Smith just called Kyrie Irving selfish. Can somebody please explain to me how Kyrie Irving is selfish? How could you be selfish when you want to be a voice for the voiceless? Excuse me, I'm a little late. How can you be selfish when you want to be a voice for the voiceless to the point where you're willing to risk $30 million in the NBA this year? You're willing to lose $30 million and pass up on your dream at playing in the NBA for an NBA championship to be a voice for the voiceless. Can somebody please explain to me how that makes him selfish? You sacrificing $30 million means you're selfish? You sacrificing your dream to play in the NBA for a championship makes you selfish? Stephen A. Smith, your time. First take might end up going off the air behind this. Because you're really just exposing yourself as somebody who's saying a bunch of nonsense. It's stupid. Everything you're saying, everything all y'all saying is stupid. It's like y'all not smart enough to think outside of the box. Y'all so stuck. And that's just why Kyrie Irving think the way he think about y'all. This is why he think he's smarter than y'all. Because he is. I'm sitting here breaking this stuff down. And I didn't go to college or nothing. I didn't do that. I'm just a man. A real man. Who has a real heart and understands what it means to be a real man. Which is why I understand what Kyrie Irving is doing by sacrificing his dream to be a voice for other people. I've made sacrifices in my life for my people. I've done the same thing my whole life. My whole life. And I feel like a man. The greatest feeling in the world is when you can look in the mirror and be proud of the man you are.
Can I ask you a quick question on this one, man?
Sure.
And I'm pro-vaccine. I've taken the vaccine. I'm double vaccinated. But you said that he's selfish. Doesn't he have the right to be selfish and do what he wants to do for Kyrie? He hasn't said anything. He hasn't came out and said that other people should not. He hasn't said anything at all.
I'm answering your question.
That's a bad answer. See how I'm
Of
smarter than
course
Jason?
he
That's a
has
bad
the
answer.
right. That's the part that annoys me. When people say he has the right, you act like us criticizing him is us saying he doesn't have the right.
So him having the right to do what you want to do annoys you? So would you want to be a prisoner? like this guy. So you having the right to do what? So him having the right to do what he want to do annoys you. Stephen A. Smith, you get nothing from Kyrie Irving playing basketball. You get nothing out of it. So why does him having the right to do what he want to do annoy you? That's what I'm saying. Like Stephen A. Smith, like you work for these people, man. You talk like he used to play for your team. Like their team is your team. Y'all on the same team. Like when you listen to how he talk, he worked for these people. Stephen A. Smith worked for these people. He sold out.
He does have the right,
Absolutely.
but he also has the right to be called out for it. Just like somebody has the right to be real. Well, guess what? There's various levels of real.
Just like you have the right to ignore him and not even worry about what he's doing. You have the right to get on your show on First Take and talk about whatever you want to talk about. You have the right to talk about him if you want, and you also have the right to not talk about him if you want. Right? Or do you have the right? Are they making you talk about him? Because I don't understand why you keep talking about him. If you have the right to do what you want, is talking about him what you want to do, or is it what you have to do?
You can be real stupid. You can be real dumb. You can be real selfish. You can be real hypocritical. There's a whole bunch of levels of realness out there in the real world. Nobody is questioning Kyrie's right to take the position that he's taking. What I'm talking about is a person that loves the game of basketball, that's looking forward to the Brooklyn Nets trying to win a championship. I can't believe that you're sitting here and then he brings up research and all of this stuff.
So what did you just say was him? He's mad because he wants the Brooklyn Nets to win a championship. He must be from Brooklyn. And since Kyrie Irving is not doing what he wants him to do, he's mad. Is that what's going on with you, Stephen A. Smith? Are you that much of a girl?
Stuff. Well, damn it, it's 19. So it's more than 19 months that this pandemic has been going on. How much research do you need? We've heard players bringing up research and how they're going to talk to their teammates as if their teammate is an epidemiologist or somebody.
Well, they just want him to shut up and dribble. Shut up and dribble. How much time do you need? See, when you're a certain kind of man, when you got somebody over your shoulder, when you're trying to do something, it makes you resent them, and it makes you resent the thing that you're trying to do to get back to doing something that you want to do, because the thing you want to do is something that is something that he's kind of. It's like he's kind of making you do it. So since he kind of in your ear about doing it, it makes you not want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when somebody's over your shoulder, micromanage you about doing something. You're like, you know what? I should just walk out of here. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all you're doing. You ain't making it no better, Stephen A. Smith. You're not making him want to come back. Like if you really love Brooklyn and you're from Brooklyn, you really want them to win. Talking bad about him is not what you should do. Am I stupid for that? Like how is disrespecting this man gonna get him to do something in your favor or in your favor soon if you're talking bad about him on TV all day?
There's certain things that are just ridiculous, and that needs to be said.
What's ridiculous is that we're talking about people losing their jobs, and there's people that lost their lives.
Yeah.
That's the part that's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous, Molly, is that you're on TV. That's what's ridiculous. What the hell are you doing on TV? Molly, are you dumb? Listen, if you turn on TV, the radio, if you get on YouTube, all they talk about is how many people died. See, like, this is not the only thing that they talk about. People dying every day on the news, every hour on the news. And is that what y'all talk about on ESPN? Because she's saying, like, we're talking about people who losing their jobs when people losing their life. So on ESPN, do y'all talk about people when they lose their life? Do y'all talk about people dying from the coronavirus on ESPN or something? Like, is that what y'all do? No, I don't think that's what y'all do. I think y'all talk about sports. So you talking about people dying is not even what y'all do on that network. So what are you talking about? You just want to say something. Shut up. This is not an inconvenience for you.
Ridiculous. And guys, I can speak to that. My grandmother was perfectly healthy, got COVID, and I was in there in the hospital when she couldn't breathe and she couldn't speak, and it's a nightmare. So that I don't know how we're not touching on that.
This is what I mean about the threshold. Molly's a little woman, whatever race she is, she's never been through what we've been through as black people. You're talking about your grandmother, which is a sad thing. But Molly, in our world, this stuff, people die. Death, we're familiar with it. It's familiar to us. It's strange, that's what I'm saying. Like, when this country has groomed us to be in the environments that we've been in, and we grow up rough and tough, your pain does not hit us the way it hits you because we've been through that. You know, it's a sad thing that you're going through it, but it's not nothing new. Just like I was talking about earlier, how my people died, and people died from gunshots. I got people that been shot and killed. My sister was shot, and my little sister, my young sister, was shot and killed. Was y'all talking about that on ESPN? My uncle was shot and killed. Was y'all talking about that on ESPN? My homeboy was shot and killed. Set up, shot and killed. Did y'all talk about that on ESPN? So when you talking about your grandmother passing, it's a sad thing, Molly, but that's old. That's nothing new over here. You're trying to run these sob stories on us and make us feel bad, but that's nothing new. And I'm saying that because what happened to your grandmother ain't got nothing to do with me. That's like there's people out here who smoke cigarettes every day and never get cancer. And then there's people out here who are in perfectly great shape, been healthy their whole life and get cancer. It's nothing you can do. You can't stop living your life based on what happened. I can't live my life based on what happened to your grandmother. This is life. I can't live my life based on what happened to your grandmother. You can't live your life based on what happened to my grandmother. I can't, like I forgot who said it, but someone said, I can't base when I'm going to be off what everybody isn't. I can't do that. I can't live my life because of what happened to you in your life. Your grandmother passed. That's a sad thing, but I still have to do what I want to do. This is my life. You don't. That don't mean because something happened to your grandmother that my rights to make a choice should be stripped away from me.
Issue in terms of him standing up for people.
I'm with you guys on all this. I've lost a family member. I've had COVID twice. I get it. I just want to be careful when we start going down this road that we're going to act like Kyrie Irving being vaccinated or not being vaccinated is going to change the minds of millions of people. Like we start going down this road where we start.
That's just what I said. People not following him. If he get vaccinated, that still don't change it for the people. That's exactly what I meant. He got it. That's when he understood it.
I'm just telling you how it feels some people, Stephen A. When you start calling people stupid or you start calling people saying that they're selfish and these things start going all over the internet, that creates a different narrative. And people start fighting back against that narrative. I'm just telling you how it is on the other side, Stephen A. I know you have your thoughts on how you see things.
What's the other side? What's the other side? The point is,
I'm on the side of being vaccinated, man. I'm just trying to tell you. When you start,
We're talking about you're the one that took it there, Jay. We're talking about a basketball.
Yes.
We're talking about a basketball player who signed on to play for the Brooklyn Nets that has left his team hanging.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Kyrie Irving, who's a guy who's really talented at basketball. Signed a contract with the Brooklyn Nets, and pandemic happened. Circumstances have changed. See how you tried to make it so simple? Like it's just a walk in the park? No. It's not so simple. That's what they do. They want to paint these pictures. They want to demonize Kyrie Irving so bad, man. Because he wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. Stephen A. Smith is a sucker.
That's because of his own personal decision. He's choosing to do that for him. And when you go through an unprecedented time in the history of this country, you have your own individual right to make your own decision about what you want to do for you and your family. I just respect that right. I'm not saying I agree with that right. I respect it.
You respect the right. I'm saying to you no. I'm saying to you no.
Okay.
If you're signed on to do a job, okay? And that's what comes with it. That comes with it. Now, I can get deeper and bring up the fact that the president of the healthcare system, virtual healthcare system in South Jersey, was the one that personally took me to the ICU. And
I'm not disagreeing with that, Stephen A.
I didn't say you are.
You act like we had a 100% vaccination rate in this country since the beginning of all illnesses have occurred.
You know what, Jay, you sound full of it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm not
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about
Stephen Smith is all over the place.
We could do that now. Any day you want, we could do that. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about Kyrie Irving not showing up for the Brooklyn Nets after he got guys to show up for the Brooklyn Nets. And here you go bringing up all of that other stuff. We can do that. We can do that. But I wasn't
so mad for.
That's what I'm calling himself. Question his right. He has the right to do it. He also has the right to go the hell away then. Retire then. Because he don't have to let the teammates hanging. That's my point.
This guy. He could do what he want to do, man. It's so just because he's not gonna do what you want him to do, he should retire. The thing about it is, like Kyrie said, he hasn't even came out of his mouth and said he's not going to get the vaccination. He's still thinking about it. So why should he retire when he's still in the middle of trying to make his decision? Because he's not doing it fast enough for you? This is the shut up and dribble thing, man. This is like shut up and dribble. They just want him to shut up and dribble. They don't want him to have his rights. You see, he said, no. They don't want him to be able to make his own decision. They just want him to do what they want him to do. Stephen A is gone. Like black people, we gotta start canceling people who are not for us. We gotta stop supporting these people. We have to stop watching first. We gotta stop watching First Take. I don't watch First Take. This video I'm watching here, this was not posted by ESPN. This is somebody else's video who put a clip up, and I'm reacting to their clip. We gotta shut that whole thing gotta go. And this is the only reason why First Take has been somewhat exciting, is because of this whole Kyrie Irving thing. If it had not been for this, First Take wouldn't need, what would be going on First Take? Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin would just die. I like Michael Irvin. That's my boy. I'm just a little upset. I like Michael Irvin, but what would be going on over there? Molly cutting in the middle of a conversation, saying something dumb, like she actually know what she talking about. And then I seen something else where I might have seen the. I should play it. I'm gonna play the clip. There was a clip of Stephen A. Smith where he was talking about Stephon Marbury. Y'all know Stephon Marbury said something to Stephen A. and Stephen A. responded. And Stephen A. said something to say that it kind of was like a way to make fun of Stephon Marbury, his mental health issues. And
we are here
let's see.
to give our prayers every day. Stephon Marbury is a brother out of Brooklyn, New York, who could ball. I covered him in Lincoln High School. I knew him. I knew his brothers to a lesser degree. His wonderful parents as well. I'm not going to insult Stephon Marbury. I will say Stephon Marbury has had a problem with me since 2009 because we thought he was a bit bizarre when he was eating Vaseline, literally on video, like it was a bunch of cheeseburgers.
That's what it was.
Like gobbling Vaseline. Crying. He later admitted he was depressed and literally on video.
That's
like
what
it was a bunch of cheeseburgers. Like gobbling Vaseline. Crying. He later admitted he was depressed.
Now see, why would you even bring that up? He kind of under some fire for that. There's a lot of people on the internet complaining about him making fun of Stephon Marbury and his mental health issues. You know, mental health issues are something that is at an all-time high right now with Corona going on and everybody's just having problems. And Stephen A. came out his mouth and said that, and people kind of took it hard. And there are people all over the internet, all over Instagram, you know, all over Twitter, and they're talking about. Oh, excuse me, they're talking about that, and they might try to make this a big thing. I don't know if they are, but they might try to make it a big thing. You know, you can't, you know, eating Vaseline like cheeseburgers, crying. Why would you belittle that man about his mental health issues like that? What is wrong with Stephen A. Smith, man? You don't like your job no more or something, man? Yeah, he's under fire. He's in the hot seat right now a little bit because of that. Like he's just all over the place. But anyway, man, like I said, man, you know, I support Kyrie Irving. I wish I could have got the Chappelle video up, I want to do a video on John Gruden situation. I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow. But I would have did the video last night, like I said, but I did. YouTube took it down, man. So that's why I didn't put one up yesterday. But we got one coming tonight. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to me, Monster Loud Cloud TV. Man, hit the comments up if you want to respond or got a question or if you got ideas. You know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe button, so some support. I want to start going live. And I think I gotta get to like 50 or 100 subscribers. So I gotta put these videos out. I gotta put some work in. You know, I had it going in the past. It was like a boxing thing. I'm a boxing fan, but I'm going a whole nother way with it. You know, with this channel, we're gonna talk about real stuff. I want to talk about the financial situation of the United States right now and how it's going to affect, you know, the stock market. It's going to affect cryptocurrencies. The deficit the United States is in. The United States is in trouble. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's not looking good for the financial side of the United States. It might be a depression coming up here pretty soon, man. Probably like the beginning of next year. It might get bad. But man, thank you for tuning in, man. Hit the subscribe button. It's your boy, man, Monster. Thank you, man, and peace.